record a little tutorial here for new players to kind of give an overview of the game. Let's jump in. Finally settled on a name for now. It's called WarGrid. Whenever you boot it up, you'll be at the login screen. If you don't have an account, just go ahead and hit create account here. Email doesn't actually matter right now, so you can just put in whatever. I think it needs something though, so you can just put something in. The username is the key identity, so you will want to put something in for that. There's no real restrictions for it. Same with the password. I don't think there's any real restrictions. And it is encrypted, so it's all good there. So anyway, you can throw that in, create account, and it'll take you back to the login screen. You throw in that account you put. You can go and log in. Then you're gonna have the two options here. So my games, if you have any existing games, should be here. Whoops, this is weird. The menu's in the back. I have to look at that. And then the new game option will give you a couple things to do here. So I guess the first one I probably want to do is just local. So this is just a game you can play basically with yourself. I don't have bots right now, but you can say local. It's going to take you into the game screen here. So the basic map right now, we'll go over some things here. So as you can see, there's some light tiles and dark tiles. So there is fog of war, so you only have vision where you have captured houses or you have units. And then you've got some stuff like you've got trees, mountains. Those are the main two other things, which we'll get into later. So up at the top, you can see it's player 1 turn, which is red. How much gold you have? Only 1 on the first turn. You can click on your house here, and it'll give up some different options for units that you can spawn. The warrior, the archer, and the rogue all cost 2 gold, and the mage costs about 6, I think, right now. Obviously, since it's the first turn, you only have 1 gold, you won't be able to buy anything. So if you tried, it will say not enough stars up here at the top. Well, not enough gold is what it should say. So you can go ahead and cancel out of that on the first turn, and you'll basically just you'll be ending your turn so you can move on. The goal is to capture houses. Basically, each house you have captured will give you a gold when it's your turn. So let's go ahead and hit menu. We got a couple options here. So if something ever looks weird and gets stuck, you can try to hit reset, and a lot of times that will fix it. It's just kind of like a debugging, troubleshooting kind of thing to throw in there. Surrender will end the game. Main menu will take you back to the main menu. In turn is what you want to do typically. So in turn, you'll see the fog of war switches over here to blue team. This is what blue team's able to see. So right now, neither of them can see each other. Up at the top, it's like player 2 turn, and it'll say gold 2. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and try to spawn something. So which is kind of down here. It's kind of awkward right now. Let's go ahead and spawn. I think rogues are typically what I spawn on the first turn. So you click rogue, it'll give you options for squares that you can spawn it to. I'm going to spawn it right here. You notice that the character is a little dark right now, which basically means that you cannot action that character on the same turn that you spawn it. So since we've got 0 gold and only 1 character that cannot action anymore, that's pretty much all we can do for turn 1 of player 2. So let's go ahead and hit menu, end turn. Let's go back over here to red, and we can. So now we have gold. We have 2 gold, so we can spawn. I'm gonna spawn another rogue because I think rogues are really good at early game. They're really fast. They're able to move much more spaces than other characters, so they can capture very easily. Once again, 0 gold, only 1 character. That's all we can do. Let's go ahead and hit menu, and let's end turn. Oops, and I think I just bugged us a little bit. So what I just did was, whenever it's not your turn, you can actually click on the. When it's not your turn and you can see another character, you can click on them to view how far they can move. So this is kind of a bug right now because the character's invisible, but technically I think I can probably, let's see. No, okay, no, we're good. Anyway, so it's player's 2 turn. I can actually action now, so I'm going to click on my character. I've got some options here. Abilities would be attack, which is way over off the screen. I need to fix that. Let's see here. We can move, capture, cancel. Cancel, just take us out. Let's go ahead and move. Let's move here. Click on them again, capture, and then click on the house. So we've captured a house. And rogues have a unique ability where they can actually move multiple times. So even after I capture, I can move again. Now that I've moved and actioned, a capture or an attack is an action. then that player can no longer do anything else. So I've only got 1 gold. I can't spawn anything else. Let's go ahead and end this player's turn. So we're back up here at red. Probably going to do something similar. We're just going to move. Going to capture. So we can get some more gold. What I could do too is I could move here into the trees, and that's going to make me invisible to an enemy if the enemy was to show up. And once again, you're playing against yourself, so Fog of War is kind of an interesting concept when you're playing by yourself, but it does work. So let's go ahead and switch back. All right, so player's 2's turn. So really up front, the goal is to try to get income to capture houses. So I'm going to capture a house. I'm going to move onto this mountain, which, as you saw, gives me more vision. So it's very unique, and it also it raises your defense as well. If you're on a mountain, you take less damage. So we have enough gold to spawn another unit. I'm probably going to spawn another rogue just so I can capture some more houses. I'm going to end the turn. Alright, and I will point out too, you'll see the little bubble here with the number next to the player. This is their health. So the rogue's pretty squishy. They only got 3 health. It's out of 10. Now that it's this red player's turn, we're going to capture a house. Let's go ahead and move over here and get ready for the next capture. And what I may do for this player is actually spawn a warrior, because warriors are pretty tanky. 7 health. They're good against rogues. They're good against holding territory because they're so tanky. Let's go back over to player 2. And let's go ahead and move this player. Let's go ahead and capture. And let me show you something here that rogues can do. So rogues can actually move a total of 7 steps in a turn, but only 4 at a time. So I could move 4 here, and I can move again, and I can still capture. So that's something really cool about rogues. So we're going to do that, and what I'm going to do with this guy is probably, which I've already captured, but I could move again, but I think I'm just going to hang tight and see if I could move onto a mountain to get some vision. I still don't see any enemy units. I've got 4 gold, so let's go ahead and get let's get ourselves a warrior, and let's bring out an archer as well. Archers are very long range. So the rogues and the warriors can both attack only 1 unit, so it has to be basically right next to them. Diagonals don't count. The archers can pretty much attack. It's pretty much infinite. If the unit is 1, 2, 3 away, it'll be a 100% chance of hit. But every square after 3 reduces the chance of hitting by 10%. So 1, 2, 3, it would hit if a unit was right here. If it was right here, it'd be 90%, 80%, 70%, 60%, on down. So archers have really long range, but the accuracy decreases the farther you go. Alright, so that's pretty much all I can do this turn. Let's go ahead and end the turn here. Let's see here. So I do see a bug that we'll be fixing, which is that I can see the enemy houses. It's probably because it's a local game right now. Let's go ahead and capture. And I'm going to move to get some vision. Alright, so I start seeing some players now. The warriors can't move quite as far. And let's see here. So we've got a little bit of gold. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves an archer as well. And so you're starting to understand that this is the basic flow of the game here. Let's go ahead and save some stars as well, because the mage is one of the last units that I want to demonstrate. Let's see here. So that's about all we can do. We're going to save some gold. We're going to go ahead and end the turn. Alright, now that we're over here, we're going to, now we're starting to get into some potential for combat, but I think what I'm going to do is, there's no need to play a full game. I'm just going to attack here. Show that. So I can move 4 spaces. I can move 1 more space. And I can attack 1 space. So in some versions of games like this, the units will attack each other, but the way I have it right now, only the attacking unit does damage. There's no return damage. So normally the rogues would do 3 damage, but since this rogue was on a mountain, he had some extra defenses, so he survived that blow. And let's see here. So we've got, let's go ahead and move, see if we can demonstrate the archer here. So let's just try to do an attack with the archer. So let's see how many spaces these units are away. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's about an 80% chance of this hitting. So we're going to hit abilities. We're going to attack. So we can attack either one. I'm going to try to attack this guy, and it actually missed. So 80% chance of hitting. but must have rolled a 20 there in that 20%. So let's keep moving here. Let's see what else we can do. We could move our rogue here, and we can attack. This is a guaranteed attack right here since it's right next to him, but he'll probably die next turn. And let's see, we've already moved this guy. We can't capture, can't attack. We do have some gold, but let's see, I kind of wanted to demonstrate the mage, but I think I'll do that on red side. So maybe we'll just grab another rogue in the turn. So it is red's turn, and rather than attacking, I kind of want to demonstrate the mage, so let's see if we can do that. Let's go ahead and get the mage out. So the mage, I call him mage, but he's more of like a pyro. He's kind of like a fire mage. You see he's got 4 health, and let's see if we can just demonstrate what he's able to do. He's a pretty powerful unit for AoE. Whenever the enemy has a lot of units clumped together, it really comes in handy. So let's just try to simulate that real quick. Alright, let's do this. Let's move this guy down here. Alright, let's see if this works out. So the way this AoE unit should work is that he can attack a single unit within, I believe, like a range of 3 or so, 3 or 4. And then basically, for every unit that is attacked, there's a square around that unit that is a 5x5 square. And any other units that are in that range, the fire will spread to that unit. I don't think there's a lot of great visuals for that right now. But theoretically, if we attack this unit with the mage, it should spread and do damage to all of these units. So let's try that out here. So let's hit. Whoops! I think I just accidentally clicked on something. Let's end the turn. Let's try it out here. So let's go over here, and let's try to do our fireball. The flamethrower is just like a little short range thing, but the fireball. Oops! And we're showing our own team. That's a glitch. Let's see what happens. So it looks like it attacked one of them. Let's see. Oh, it did attack the other one. Looks like maybe it didn't hit this one. So maybe some a little bit more bugs there. There will be a little bit still more testing and bug checking before this goes out, but I think there's enough here to kind of show the gist of it. I think that's about it. So all these games are saved every time someone ends the turn. That's sent to the server and saved. So after you end a turn, at any time you can hit menu, main menu, come back to this. It'll take you back to the main menu. If you close out of the game entirely, it will basically just make you log in again, and then you'll be back here. And now that we have a game, we should be able to see it under My Games. So we can click on here. It'll take us right back into the game. It was player 1's turn. And there we go.